Good morning. My name is Annie Ogden, and I'm this year's John Hay Society President. All of us in John Hay would like to welcome our visiting students and their families to our chapel service. We meet here in the chapel as a community twice a week, every Tuesday and Friday, to listen to our peers, our teachers, and occasionally invited guests speak about something meaningful to them. The students you saw standing by the pews today are members of the John Hay Society, a student group that assists with chapel services. John Hay members participate in community service projects, organize speakers for the program, and sponsor a dance marathon that raises money for the Westminster Crossroads Learning Program in Hartford. Our weekly chapel becomes a time to pause and reflect in our busy days here at school. Perhaps someday we may be listening to one of you up here, giving your own chapel talk. Now, please join us in singing our school hymn found on page 5 in our hymnal supplements. The chamber choir will sing verse 3.
Are we standing?
But if you listen real close, you can hear them whisper their legacy to you. Go on, lean in. Listen, you hear it? Carpe. Hear it? Carpe. Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary. John Keating, Dead Poets Society. You must live in the present. Launch yourself on every wave. Find your eternity in each moment. Fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another land. There is no other land. There is no other life but this. Henry David Thoreau. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Annie Hicks, and I'm a sixth form boarder from Indianapolis, Indiana. Today, I'd like to tell you about my experience with speed. It's widely known that I'm a terrible runner.
From my first lap around the track at the Park Tutor School in Indianapolis, Indiana, it was clear that my kindergarten relay team would have an incredible disadvantage during field day. For some reason, my long stride developed as a jumpy, awkward, uncoordinated, uncontrolled gallop. By the age of 6, I found myself being assessed and coached by running experts, longing for normality as my brothers gracefully skated on the hockey treadmills next to me. Every year, my PE class had a track and field segment in the spring. Gym was supposed to be the best part of the day. Each spring, it became something I dreaded. Growing up with three older brothers had made me ultra-competitive, and track frustrated me as I struggled to adhere to the gait my peers had successfully developed. I was always the kid on the tail end of the race, praying through gritted teeth that the student in front of me would face plant so that I wouldn't be last. Not an ethically driven prayer, I know. Let me put this into perspective. You know when your team is doing sprints and the person who comes in last has to do another sprint on their own? I'm the one doing the extra sprint while my teammates cheer on the sideline. I'm sure my past tennis and squash team can attest to this statement. No problem, guys. I'll take one for the team. In the 6th grade, a Doberman chased me across the snow-laden Meridian Hills golf course. I was sledding in my full neon green spider snowsuit when I spotted my pursuer. In an unprecedented, miraculous moment of athleticism, my middle school self hurdled the wooden fence that stopped the dog. While I continued running across my front lawn, I couldn't help but wonder why I wasn't already being mauled in the snow. If it weren't for that fence, I'm confident that the dog would have taken me down. Although I believed that I was Usain Bolt in the moment, I know looking back that this was not a high-speed chase. I'm not a fast runner, even when I think my life depends on it. Let's just say tag isn't my favorite game. One might assume that this wouldn't be a struggle that I've continued to endure, but my entire childhood has been marked by this problem. From martlet mushes, to star drills, to time miles, I'm regularly forced to confront my uncooperative stride. As I grew up and began to accept this oddity, however, my slow pace became more amusing than annoying. Perhaps it's because I've come to terms with the fact that everyone has individual weaknesses, or that I know it's easier to laugh at myself than to be frustrated. I believe the whole truth is, however, that I've learned to laugh at myself because I've come to the realization that I've never been very fast at anything. I'm a slow reader, a slow test taker, a slow converser, and, admittedly, a slow driver. I was late to take my first steps, I take long showers, and I wake up early to spend time making my bed. I've always enjoyed a slower pace of life. Adjusting to life on the East Coast has been a difficulty that I've had to overcome since my arrival on Williams Hill in the fall of my 3rd form year. Where I come from, neighbors stop their cars in passing for lengthy conversations. Strangers take the time to genuinely inquire about your own day, and hardly anyone is in a rush. Coming to Westminster, I soon found myself culture shocked by the speedy pace of life that, in combination with the never-let-them-see-you-sweat mentality, was so entrenched in the culture of many of my Northeastern peers and teachers. Based on my subjective observations of East Coast society, people out here generally keep conversations brief, drive hurriedly, get impatient in lines, and thrive in a competitive atmosphere by being decisive and quick on their toes. It may sound like these are all things that I detest, but my experience has been almost the opposite, and living in Connecticut for the past 4 years has opened my eyes to the many advantages of an entirely different way of life. I'm thankful for the edge I've gained at Westminster and for the lessons I've learned about the appropriate time and place for speed. I'll continue to hold closest, however, the lessons that one can only acquire after getting lost in a Midwestern corn maze, or in a line of carpool traffic held up by chatty parents, or, possibly best of all, while breathing in the burning tar of a track during a PE race that has taken you far too long. These are the lessons of taking our time, of appreciating details, and of looking up and around to notice the beauty of friendships and laughter and the landscape that surrounds us. These are the lessons of being okay with and excited about getting lost in a journey, a conversation, a daydream. These are the lessons of forgetting just for a second where we are going and what time we have to be there, and simply being present. These are the lessons that make us realize that we only get so much time, make us consciously decide to seize every moment, make us put our lives into perspective and appreciate the gravity of our relationships with one another and the weight they hold over any end goal. While I'm grateful that Westminster doesn't have a track requirement, I'm even more grateful for the 4 years Westy has allowed my class to slow down. Here, among the normal high school rush of assignments and deadlines, we were given a place to enjoy the process of growing up amongst our best friends. I know that, in retrospect, I'm lucky that my classmates and I are not in a rush to leave this place. So, I've never been very fast at anything, but maybe I like it like that. Maybe there's value in looking up from our desks and out the window. Maybe there's value in pushing aside our homework to sit in each other's dorm rooms and laugh until our stomachs ache. Maybe if we remember to slow down a bit, we could appreciate more often just how intensely lucky we are. Maybe being on the tail end of the race is just where I want to be. Thank you.